If you want to be wise, you only say what you need to say. If you want to be foolish, you always say what you want to say. It only takes 2 years to learn to speak, but a lifetime to learn to be silent. Being afraid. People who are wise know how to keep their privacy. When we are young, we don't know much about the world and don't understand the hidden meanings behind events or how unpredictable people can be. We trust what others say and do because we think that as long as we have a clean conscience, no one will hurt us. As we get older and have more experiences, we learn more about life and how harsh it can be. Relatives are jealous of each other. When we don't have money, our friends make fun of us. The comparisons of neighbors. Just because you're nice to others doesn't mean they'll be nice to you back. Success and happiness don't just happen, we have to work for them. Minds, hard work, and luck are all important, and you should always be ready for bad things that could happen if you want to live the life you want and avoid unnecessary trouble. The first thing is to keep your word. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, once said that the only way to be happy is to stop worrying about things that we can't change. In today's video, we'll talk about 10 things you should keep to yourself to become a true Stoic. By following these rules in your daily life, you not only build a strong fortress for your soul, but you also shape the path to success and happiness. To be honest, let's look into these secrets and use them as a strong tool for personal growth. The first rule is that you shouldn't talk about your goals and dreams. Talk about your hopes and dreams. Talk to someone about your dreams, but don't tell everyone about your life goals and dreams. Stoic philosophy says that keeping these goals hidden is not only a good way to protect ourselves from the doubts and judgment of others, but it's also a good way to get stronger and focus on taking action. Imagine a seed planted in the ground where it won't see the sun right away but is safe and won't be affected by storms or harsh sunlight. With care and patience, the seed will grow roots and rise strong, while its owner goes about their daily work without needing to brag or get attention. When the tree finally comes up, it's not only proof of their hard work, but also a sign of their faith and patience. When you don't tell anyone about your goals and dreams, you make a space for yourself where you can work on action and personal growth without being bothered by other people's thoughts and views. This not only relieves needless stress, but it also makes it easier to stay on the path you've chosen. Being quiet during this process is not a sign of fear or lack of confidence, but of strength, confidence, and patience, virtues that Stoicism encourages. As your dreams and goals slowly come true, it will be your persistence and quietness that will speak the loudest praise. These wins don't need to be bragged about or made public because they have already been shown to work through actions and outcomes. Looking back, you'll see that the keys to true success were silence and focus on the process. So, keeping your goals and dreams a secret isn't just Stoic philosophy advice. It's also a way of life, a way to protect and grow your inner strength. In silence, your dreams will become stronger, and your actions will speak loudest. The second idea is the phrase, "don't be a glutton," means more than just controlling yourself at a fancy meal or turning down dishes that look good. In a deeper sense, it means living simply and enjoying what we have instead of always wanting more. To be happy, we should seek happiness in enough, not too much. When we're greedy, we lose control of ourselves and forget what life is really about. We get caught up in getting more stuff and forget that real happiness lies in the simplest and most meaningful things. Imagine a boat floating between 2 banks of a river. On one side is boundless greed, where eating too much leads to short-term pleasure. On one shore, joy is followed by tiredness and guilt. On the other shore, too much restraint leads to feelings of lack and sadness, gas. Many thanks. The Stoic philosopher Rufus tells us to find a balance between the 2 shores, to live a life where moderation is important. He says that we shouldn't make ourselves uncomfortable by eating too much. Instead, we should eat enough to make ourselves happy and satisfied. He also says that we shouldn't fill ourselves up with drinks. Instead, we should enjoy them as part of the experience, not as a barrier on our journey. A true Stoic understands that by limiting themselves, they not only preserve their health and intellect, but also nourish their soul. They find joy in sharing rather than hoarding, in connecting rather than isolating. This does not mean they forsake all of life's pleasures, but that they learn to enjoy them consciously and with control, ultimately refusing to be. A glutton is not just advice, it's a lifestyle, a commitment to oneself and the Stoic values we uphold. It's about accepting that happiness is not about where we go, but how we get there, and in each step we learn that sufficiency is not about having much, but about desiring less. Sufficiency is not about having much, but about desiring less. If you agree with this perspective of ours, principle number 3, don't be ungrateful. The ancient philosopher Epictetus once said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." This eternal wisdom teaches us to be grateful for the blessings in our lives. Simply put, ingratitude can show up in many ways, like ignoring other people's kindness or taking our daily comforts for granted. Being grateful doesn't mean denying problems or acting like you're happy all the time. It means recognizing and appreciating every experience, which helps us accept that we can't control everything. When we stop and think about what we have instead of what we lack, we find inner peace and true freedom. In today's world, where Stoicism reminds us of how important it is to focus on what we can control, our attitude and response. On the other hand, being ungrateful makes what we have less valuable and keeps us in a cycle of never being satisfied. We need to realize that gratitude is not only a good thing to have, but also a powerful way to deal with problems. Every experience can help us grow and improve ourselves. So when we choose not to complain and instead be thankful, we not only honor life and what it brings, but we also build a strong, resilient soul that is ready to face and get through any difficulty. Not just existing, but living a meaningful life, appreciating every moment and seeing every struggle as a chance to get better. This is what it means to be Stoic. Fourth principle: don't focus too much on the future. We often find ourselves on the edge of the future, looking ahead with eyes full of hope and dreams that shine like stars in the night sky. But in all that bright light, it's easy to miss the soft, warm glow of the present, which is where we really are. Great Stoic thinkers like Epictetus remind us of life's aspects worrying about things beyond our control, such as potential future events, past occurrences, or the thoughts and actions of others can be a source of unnecessary stress and unhappiness. He said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." For instance, life is full of events that are beyond our reach, from unforeseeable events to the attitudes and reactions of those around us. No matter how much we try to change them, their actions are beyond our power. Moreover, the future always holds surprises, making it impossible to predict every situation. It is most important that we learn to face and adapt to these uncontrollable elements. Not try to manage them perfectly. When we spend too much time worrying about what has yet to come, we not only create unnecessary pressure on ourselves, but also miss the opportunity to experience and appreciate the beauty of life right in front of us instead of focusing on the uncertainties of the future. Pay attention to improving yourself every day through learning, training, and enhancing our understanding of the world around us. Remember, the future is a blank page. Even though we can plan and guess what will happen, life often writes stories that we didn't expect. So live in the present with acceptance, patience, and gratitude. I love living in the present. If you learned this important lesson from principle number 4, don't say bad things about yourself. Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius told us not to complain, not even to ourselves. This is a warning that we should take care of and nourish our own souls. Even when we are alone, Marcus Aurelius says we shouldn't let ourselves complain. because every complaint is a step back on the path to self-improvement and inner peace. The Stoic philosophy doesn't deny how important it is to be aware of and criticize oneself. People tell us to be honest with ourselves, but the difference is how we use that information to help us grow instead of putting ourselves down. When we choose to speak words of praise instead of criticism, we not only boost our own confidence and self-esteem, but we also open the door to learning and progress. This doesn't mean that we deny our flaws or mistakes. Instead, we learn to see them as chances to learn and grow by stopping the act of S. When you learn how to turn every lesson and challenge into stepping stones to success and happiness, you start to see their true value. Stopping yourself from putting yourself down shows that you deeply respect yourself and have unlimited potential to become the best version of yourself. Before we move on to the next 5 principles of today's video, we'd like to thank you for watching. Your presence here shows that you are ready to use these lessons to improve yourself on the path to becoming a true Stoic. 6th principle: don't talk too much. This is the most important idea in Stoic thought. Speaking slowly shows that you are mature and in control, and it also shows that you respect yourself and others. Epicurus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. This is not just a suggestion. It's also the core of living a life where listening is more important than speaking. Let's look at the story of Mike, who carelessly told someone about workout. We are reminded that silence is not only a way to protect important information and relationships, but also a way to listen and observe the world around us subtly. When we choose to listen instead of speak, we create space for self-growth and deep awareness. This is an important part of the journey toward self-improvement. So not becoming a blabbermouth is not just a piece of everyday advice, it's a core part of becoming a true 7th principle. Don't complain if you want to live a happier life. We all complain about small things like bad weather and work not meeting standards, as well as big things like relationship problems. But the quest for happiness and peace stresses a very important lesson. Don't complain. Not only do we waste energy when we complain, but it also gets harder to see the lighter side of things. Stopping your complaints will not only make your life better, but it will also make the people around you happier. Life, with all its ups and downs and shades, is more beautiful when we look at it through the lens of gratitude and understanding, so I encourage you to live with hope. Optimism is a light for the soul that helps us get through the dark times of problems and sadness. Optimism doesn't mean denying problems or pain. It means choosing to see the bright side of every situation and having faith in your own skills and inner strength to get through tough times. Below are 6 suggestions that will help you feel better. Start each day by writing down 3 things you're thankful for. This will help you have a good attitude from the start and make you less likely to complain. When things go wrong, try to look at them from a different angle and ask yourself what you can learn and how it can help you grow. Set positive goals instead of negative ones. This will keep your mind on making good things happen instead of getting stuck in negative thoughts. Limit your exposure to negative people and things. Stay away from people and events that make you feel bad. Instead, look for people with positive attitudes and points of view to connect with and get ideas from. Self-awareness. When you feel like whining, stop and ask yourself why you feel that way. This helps you figure out what's making you angry or upset and how to deal with it in a healthier way. Try to find answers instead of problems. When you're facing a problem, don't dwell on it. Instead, ask yourself what you can do to make things better. Stopping your complaints will not only make your life better, but it will also improve your mental and physical health. By taking these small but powerful steps, you can start living a happier, more peaceful life in the spirit of the Stone Stoic. If you liked the video, please click the like button. Getting our way lit up. Stoic philosophy tells us that true strength comes from making progress in secret, without needing praise from others. When we don't brag about our own progress, We not only stay humble, but we also make room for self-reflection and real growth from within. When you keep your efforts and accomplishments private, you keep outside judgments from overshadowing the true value of your self-improvement journey. This leads to a process of deep self-awareness, where the most important things in modern life aren't things that can be shown off or judged by material success. Instead, the most important things are the ongoing development of the soul and intellect. Real self-improvement is an endless journey, a nuanced process where progress is measured by internal change rather than external validation. By choosing not to brag about our progress, we not only honor the essence of Stoic philosophy, but also open the door to deeper and more meaningful personal growth. Let's look at the story of David, a man who recently got a large inheritance from a family member who had died. He was so happy that he chose to share this with everyone, some friends and co-workers, about the good news so they could share in his happiness. At first, David's friends congratulated him and gave him big hugs, but soon he noticed that they were acting differently toward him. Some of them started expecting him to pay for things like coffee or dinner because they thought he was now rich and could easily afford them. Coworkers talked behind his back about how he might quit his job since he didn't have to work anymore. Even close friends started to pull away, possibly because they were jealous or uncomfortable with the new financial gap between David and them. David's relationships, which used to be based on trust and harmony, were now affected by how other people saw him. He started to feel alone and confused when he realized that his previous willingness to talk freely had had unintended effects. Have you ever been in a situation like David's or been through a hard time when telling people about your finances made you feel less close to them? Let's move on to principle number 9, which explains why you should never, ever share your personal finances with anyone. The 9th idea is your current financial situation, whether you are in a good financial state or having trouble with money. Not telling anyone, not even your closest family or friends, about your finances is a smart move. When you choose not to make your financial situation public, you not only avoid unnecessary judgmental looks and envy from others, but you also keep the purity and independence of your relationship with money. This promotes a life that values personal growth, meaningful relationships, and pursuing passions. This shows that you respect yourself and are in charge of your personal life. It's also a key part of staying focused on self-improvement and living a meaningful life. So, true wealth isn't what you can show off to the world. It's the richness of your soul, your generosity, and the depth of your thoughts. By keeping your financial situation private, you create an inner space of peace without worrying about meeting or exceeding expectations. Each stroke in our relationship is like a story, a memory, or a lesson. But in today's world, where information seems to be everywhere, keeping human relationships alive can be hard. Private isn't just a way to protect your privacy, it's also a deep and important statement. Being private doesn't mean hiding or not telling anyone anything. It means choosing what and who we tell. It's a way to make a safe space where feelings can grow without being affected by outside opinions or judgments. When we share carefully, every word and action has a deep meaning that shows how much we care about and respect that relationship. Also, privacy helps us create a personal space where connection and understanding can grow without being limited by social norms or the images we think we need to keep up. In this space, we are free to fully explore, understand, and accept ourselves and each other without needing approval from others. Choosing to stay with someone. Being private also keeps it safe from bad people who might ruin the peace and love we've worked so hard to create. We're making a secret garden where only the flowers of love can bloom, and we're keeping them safe from curious eyes and accidental hands that could hurt their growth. Remember that the key to a beautiful and long-lasting relationship is a deep understanding of the value of privacy and the ability to resolve conflicts. It's important to keep secrets and work through problems together if you want to build a lasting love. That's why mutual respect for private space and the ability to settle disagreements are not only signs of emotional maturity, but also the key to a colorful, beautiful, and lasting relationship we've been exploring together. 10 things you should always keep secret if you want to be a real Stoic. Remember that true power lies in silence, humility, and the ability to keep secrets about the important parts of your life and yourself. These secrets not only keep your energy and spirit safe from negative outside influences, but they also let you focus on deep and meaningful personal growth. Keep in mind that living an honest, true to your own values, life is what will make you happy and give your life meaning. Stoicism isn't just thinking about these ideas, it's also about putting them into practice and using them in your daily life. Tell us what you think about the idea that speaks to you the most in the comment section below or leave a note. I am ready to let us know that you are ready for this journey. If you found this video helpful, please like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our new videos. Let's build a strong community that supports each other on the path to inner peace and mental strength according to the Stoic philosophy. Thank you for spending time with us today. Keep working on yourself, and know that we find strength in silence.